everyone, and welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Rainbow.
And today we are going to begin a 2-day article about a limit of your kindness. Kindness, being kind to people in the world, people you know who need help, or maybe people you don't know and you just want to do a nice thing to make their day a little bit happier. How about you, Rainbow? Do you do little acts of kindness during your day?
Okay, so last week I was on an Uber and it was raining very hard. And it was really difficult to get the Uber because they're always booked during the rain. So I got in the car and the driver said, "Oh, you know, actually before you called the car, I was about to eat my dinner. But you called, so I had to come to you." And so I said, "Okay, you know what? I have a green tea with me and I'm gonna give that to you so that you can have something in your stomach before, you know, you starve to death." So then he was like, "Oh, that's super nice." And I feel like those acts of kindness in just a small part of your day can really make a big difference because you feel like you shared something with somebody and you did something you didn't have to, but it feels good for both people. So I like stuff like that a lot.
That's kind of nice when you find a situation in your day when you can do something small, like give someone a drink when they might need it and it doesn't really bother you or it's not hard for you, but you know it will be nice for other people. I like to hold doors for people or let people get off the train or give them my seat on the bus. You know, simple little things like that. But in other times in our life, we might be asked to do a big act of kindness, something that's not quite as easy as giving someone a bottle of tea or letting them sit in your chair. And then we need to learn the limits of our kindness because being kind is great. Being so kind that you hurt yourself, not so good.
No.
So let's look and learn about a limit of your kindness. Steve's car is at a garage for repairs, so he now takes the train to work. Outside the station one night, he noticed a homeless man. All right, let's begin our article, A Limit of Your Kindness, and see whose kindness kind of gets them into a bit of trouble. Should be interesting. The article begins, Steve's car is at a garage for repairs. So he now takes the train to work. All right, so Steve, this man, has a car, but the car is broken. It's at the garage for repairs. That's a little bit unlucky, but he still needs to get to work. So now he takes the train to work because, as we mentioned, his car is in the garage. What is a garage? It's like a hospital for cars. It's where your car or your motorcycle will go, where you will take it if you're having problems with it, if it isn't working very well, if something broke on it and you need to get it fixed. You can get machines like cars, trucks, motorcycles fixed at a garage. If it's another kind of machine, maybe like a bicycle or maybe a television or something, that would be in a repair shop. But in both places, a garage and a repair shop, they are going to hopefully repair your machine and get it back in working condition very quickly.
Yes, and to bring something in for repair means that something needs to be fixed so that it can work again. So remember the root RE is again, so repair is fixing it so that it's all good again because something's wrong with it. And it's very normal for cars and any sort of electronics or vehicles to be sent into the shop for repairs. So let's see what happens next in the article. Outside the station one night, he noticed a homeless man. Oh, this is a person without a home that was outside. And it's very uncomfortable to be outside at night without a home, so he noticed the man.
Yeah, often you see people like that, especially in the city. They sleep on the streets. They don't have a proper home to go to. And of course, every day they're looking for food and things to drink and places to go to stay warm or cool in the summertime. And people who do that, who sleep on the streets because they don't have a home, we call them homeless people. And as I said, it's a big problem, especially in cities around the world. And
it's true.
Luckily, we have churches and charities and kind people and government people as well who can help homeless people, but it's always a problem and they always need help, and we do see them as we go about our lives in the city. All right, that's all the time we have before our break, so we're going to take that break, but then we will be back to see what happens. Steve took pity on him and gave him some change. The man thanked Steve for his kindness. The next night, Steve saw the homeless man again. Instead of giving him money, Steve went and bought him something to eat. The man thanked Steve again for his kindness. Steve was curious, so he asked the man, "How did you become homeless?" All right, so we have Steve. Steve's a guy who normally gets to work in his car, but his car got broken somehow, so it's in the garage being repaired, being fixed. Steve's now taking the train to work, and he's noticed this person who lives and sleeps on the streets, a homeless man, maybe sitting there by the exit or the entrance to the train station or by the bus stop. And of course, when you see someone like that, probably wearing dirty clothes and looking hungry and very sad, you might feel bad for them. And Steve, being a nice guy, it seems that he does feel bad seeing this homeless man every day.
Yes,
Yeah.
Steve took pity on him, the homeless man, and gave him some change. So that's just some money that you have that's not big bills, it's just some coins. The man thanked Steve for his kindness. The next night, Steve saw the homeless man again. So this is happening for a few nights. Probably he lives in the same place, and I wonder if they're going to be friends or maybe have a conversation. But Steve was quite nice the first time.
That's true. He gave him some change. He gave him some pocket money, as you say, usually coins or something like that, just enough to get a lunchbox or to buy a hot cup of coffee. And of course, Steve feels a lot of pity for this man. When you feel bad for someone, when they're in a bad situation, they've had bad luck in their life, they're facing many troubles, and you look at them and go, "Oh, I feel really bad." I mean, it wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. You're just kind of thinking, if it was me, I would be very unhappy. That person must be unhappy. I feel bad for them. And that feeling, or an act you do because of that feeling, that is pity, all right? So we feel pity when we see a cold dog out in a rainstorm just shivering by oh, look at the poor little puppy dog, and you want to take it home and make it warm and give it food and that kind of thing. If it's your friend who's facing some kind of big problem in their life and you feel bad for them, you want to help them in some way, that again is a feeling sort of pity.
And change, as we talked about before, this isn't to change as in the verb, to be different. This is pocket money that you have on you that could be a few coins, a few dollars, a few cents. This is just something extra, and you can also get change when you buy something. This is when you give them a bill and they give you some coins back. So spare pocket money that you have around. You're not going to go get money especially for it. It's just whatever you have that's loose. So sometimes we might say loose change. That's 5 NT, 1 NTs, 10 NTs, just what you have around with you.
That's exactly right. And people do often give change to homeless people. They might have a hat or a box or something around them, and that's a kind thing to do. But Steve, he's been giving him a little bit of money. He's been giving him change every day, and he kind of thinks, if I give this guy 50 or 100 NT, how is that really going to help him? So he starts to think of other ways. It says, instead of giving him money, Steve went and bought him something to eat. Okay, so this is another idea, and people will sometimes do this. Of course, it takes a bit more work to go to a store and get something warm for the person to eat and then bring it to them. Maybe the homeless people would rather have the change, I don't know, but sure, buying them something warm to eat, a warm cup of tea on a cold day, that can be another way to show some kindness. So that's what Steve decided to do this time. He thought maybe it would be more useful for this man to eat some good food rather than just have a few dollars of change. And it seems the man was very happy about this. It says the man thanked Steve again for his kindness. So I guess the man remembers Steve, remembers, oh, he gave me change yesterday, today he bought me a lunch, or something like that. Both of these things are ways for Steve to show his kindness.
Steve was curious, so he asked the man, how did you become homeless? So they're about to have a conversation because they have seen each other for a few times, and so he thought he wanted to know something about the man.
Okay, so he kind of wants to know why did this man end up sleeping on the streets? He's curious about this. When you're curious, you have many questions in your mind. You have a desire to learn more. So if you read or hear about something interesting and you go, wow, that's cool. I didn't know a lot about that. I want to know more. Tell me about this. I want to know about that. What about this? You have all these questions in your mind. You're very curious. If you learn about something and you go, I don't care, then you're not curious. You're bored. You're not interested. If you're curious, you're very interested and you have a hunger. You have a desire to learn more. So he's curious about what happened to this man to have him end up sleeping on the street. It's an interesting question, and hopefully we'll get an answer to it in tomorrow's article. But that's all the time we have for now. So thanks for joining us, everyone. Be good to yourselves. Be kind to others, because you never know when you might need someone to be kind to you. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, be well. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Steve's car is at a garage for repairs, so he now takes the train to work. Outside the station one night, he noticed a homeless man. Steve took pity on him and gave him some change. The man thanked Steve for his kindness. The next night, Steve saw the homeless man again. Instead of giving him money, Steve went and bought him something to eat. The man thanked Steve again for his kindness. Steve was curious, so he asked the man, how did you become homeless?
Hello, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 limit 名词，界限、限度。Two cocktails are my limit. 我最多能喝2杯鸡尾酒。Cocktail 就是鸡尾酒，或者是调酒。这边要提醒大家哦，小朋友还不能喝酒哦。下一个单字 garage 名词，修车厂。My car is still at the garage. 我的车子还在修车厂里。下一个单字 change 名词，零钱。Do you have change for a $100 bill? 你能换开$100的钞票吗？最后一个单字 curious 形容词，好奇的。The baby is curious about everything around him. 这个婴儿对周围的一切都很好奇。接着我们来看重点文法。第一个 A takes pity on B. A 同情怜悯 B。Pity 是一个不可数名词，表示同情、怜悯的意思。我们来看看这个例句。Peter took pity on the poor kid and brought him some food. Peter 很同情那位可怜的孩子，带了一些食物给他。下一个文法 A thanks B for something. A 感谢 B 某件事情。我们来看看这个例句。The boy thanked the man for his food. 那位男孩谢谢这个男子送来的食物。最后一个文法 instead of 加上动词 ing， 而不是做某件事情。我们来看看这个例句。
Hey, what do you want to drink? It's my treat.
Thanks. I'll have a coffee. Oh, you know what? Instead of ordering a coffee, I'll have a milk tea. Ugh. You know what? Instead of getting a milk tea, I'd like a coffee. Oh, wait. Now that I think about it, instead of getting a coffee, I'd like a milk tea. Wait!
You know what? Get it yourself. Buy your own coffee.
What?
以上就是这一课的重点单词跟文法，我们下一课再见喽，拜拜。
The Fengjia Branch of 86 Shop sells all kinds of beauty products from different countries. You can find everything you need to take care of your body. The store uses darker and lighter wood to create a modern image. Plus, it has warm yet bright lighting. At 86 Shop, you are sure to have a great shopping experience.